Well, in honor of Black History Month, we are spotlighting some amazing Black-owned businesses here in San Antonio. And if you're looking for a therapeutic hobby, Alyssa Bailey-Smith of Stitch Won't Kill My Vibe is joining us to talk about how you can get started. Hi, Alyssa. It's nice to see you.
Hi, Shelly. You too. How's it going?
It's going good, but you know what? A lot of us are looking for a little hobby, a little something that might relax us. And I think embroidery might be my new go-to. How did you get started?
Yeah, so I was interested in finding something that I could relax while doing. But if you're like me, I'm not really like one of those people that can sit still. So, I wanted something that I could at least be like somewhat active, use my hands a little bit. And so I ordered an embroidery kit. And to be honest, it came in and I was very confused. I started watching YouTube videos and things like that. But the funny thing was my kit came in and the instructions were in a different language. And not only was it in a different language, it was in a language that's not even like written in normal characters. Like it was in like Japanese. So I ended up taking a class with Lauren Gonzalez from Socorro Society. She paired up with a friend of mine, Sabrina from the Golden Speck, and they did like a hand embroidery and hand lettering combination class. And so I had experience doing hand lettering in the past. So I was like, oh, this will be perfect for me. So I took the class and I have my first embroidery piece that I did in the class right here.
Super cute.
That was my hand lettering. And then after that, I just started practicing. And my mother-in-law is like a very skilled sewer and quilter, and I mean she can pretty much do anything. And so she was extremely encouraging and was like, you should go to Joann and get some fabric and just start doing it. And then the coolest part I think was I ended up finding out later that embroidery kind of like runs in my family. So my great grandmother Lena Hammond Click embroidered like this pillowcase and then this handkerchief that I have. And so it's kind of cool to like carry on my family's legacy a little bit with hand embroidery, because it really has been a way that women have kind of like marked their words.
Absolutely.
Even since before ink was around.
It's a very old craft. It's something that's been around for so many years, and you can really add a personal touch to a lot of different things. And all it takes, you kind of just start with a hoop, right? And some fabric, some embroidery. Is there a name for it? Embroidery?
So we call it embroidery floss.
Floss.
And so I sent you a couple, but so you essentially, like you said, you need your hoop, you need fabric. I would suggest for beginners, start with something simple like a cotton or a muslin. And then, eventually you can start going in like if you want to thrift fabric, different things like that. But just start small, cotton and muslin. They're super easy to stitch on. In addition, I would highly suggest some needles. You can grab them in a package. They come in different sizes. So if anybody has questions about like how to get started, let me know. And then of course,
scissors,
some little embroidery shears.
I want to show off some of the things that you've done because they're so cute. You sent this in for me. It has all my favorite things, and I opened it this morning, and it just brought such a smile to my face. Thank you so much for that. But I want to show off these tennis shoes because look how you can embellish, everyday items that you have, whether it's a T-shirt or a pair of Converse, and you just did like little leaves and vines around there and added a name. That is so, so cute. How long does it take to do something like that? Is that a beginner thing?
That was my first pair of sneakers that I embroidered. It took me quite some time. It was probably about like 12 hours. The thing with embroidering something that's really thick like that is it can almost be like somewhat painful. So I tend to try to wear like a silicone thimble to kind of help my thumbs a little bit because you're going to have to pull relatively hard to get that needle through that canvas. But yeah, it's amazing because seriously, you can, if you have a pencil and like a window in your house, you can like tape up a sheet of paper that you've drawn a design on, transfer it to your fabric using the light that's coming through the window. I use a light box now because sometimes I want to transfer when it's, not bright out. But I mean, it's an amazing hobby. And I've seen a lot of people on TikTok, especially during the quarantine time, that have gotten into it. It's a great way to make gifts for your friends. And the great thing is it is a fairly inexpensive hobby. I have some friends that have gotten into things like photography and such. And those things, even like, those Cricut crafts, like that stuff can get really, really expensive.
It does,
but
yeah.
embroidery thread is, relatively low cost. It's like 58 cents for a skein.
Look at
thread.
that. Well, you've certainly inspired us this morning. Thank you so much for sharing your love of embroidery with us. I'm going to give the viewers some info because you can do a little shopping up through March 30th. All the information is on the website and the Instagram, stitchwon'tkillmyvibe.com, and again on Instagram at stitchwon'tkillmyvibe. And by the way, there is a giveaway. Just follow Alyssa on her Instagram for more information on that.